Darryn Peterson has brought load management to college basketball and college sports. Last night, 23 points in 18 minutes, I believe. Yeah, 23 points in 18 minutes. I think we got the video of it. Yeah, he nails this three-pointer, 3 minutes into the second, 2.5 minutes into the second half. Am I right? I think there's 17-4. And he tells Bill, hey, get me out of here. I mean, holy cow. This guy is a tremendous player. People are comparing him to Kobe Bryant, and which means the next stop is comparing him to Michael Jordan. He's playing at a historic program. I don't know if they were at that game last night. I don't think was at Allen Fieldhouse. But this guy is supposed to be the next big thing, and he's load managing in college basketball, which also makes me sympathetic towards Mick Cronin. Mick Cronin is being eviscerated all over social media. He's bullying. What do you mean he booted his own player out? He's a bully. He's this, he's that. This is the UCLA head coach. And I look at Mick Cronin and I go, are you not looking at Darryn Peterson? Are you not looking at what these coaches are dealing with? Of course they're melting down. Load management has hit college basketball. It's another indictment of the de-emphasis of competition in sports. Steve, your reaction to what Darryn Peterson's bringing to college basketball?
Well, I think that's a real negative way you shaded that. Maybe he's just preparing for the NBA, Whitlock. You ever think of that? But where have you gone, Danny Manning? Where have you gone, Paul Pierce? This is again. I'm scrolling through Twitter, and all these people now that voted for Mamandi are suddenly really complaining about his policies that they voted for.
Oh, Mondani. You're talking about the New York mayor.
Mondani, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Lucky. I thought L.A. had a bad mayor. Sorry about New York.
Yeah, you do.
But everyone knew the philosophy. Everyone knew what might happen. Everyone knew what they were getting into. And then when the reality hits, everyone's outraged. What do you think was going to happen here? What did you think was going to happen when you gave all of the players the control and you empowered them? I'm actually surprised it hasn't happened sooner. Really, I am. And so I have a proposal. Let's just go back to money under the table. It was more honest, it was more honorable, and it actually gave players incentive to play more consistently. We had it good. We didn't even know it.
Dre, what do you make of Darryn Peterson?
Well, this is a reflection of the culture. It's like you said, Jason, the culture says that if you already have the bag secured, then you don't need to put it at risk. College basketball used to be where you proved your draft position. Now it's where you preserve your draft position. Peterson is already slated as going to be a top 3 pick, maybe the number 1 pick in the draft.
Number 1 pick seems to be the consensus. Yeah.
All right, number 1 consensus. So what does he have to prove? What does he have to gain by playing another college game, whether it's a good game, bad game? He has nothing to prove. He can only lose if he's only thinking about the money and his brand and the business of Darryn Peterson moving forward. He has nothing to risk here except maybe the goodwill of his coaches, his teammates, and maybe some fans at Kansas. But other than that, if he's thinking about his professional career, then, that's what college is for, right? He's already secured a professional status. What's the point of risking it any further in his mind? Now, that's not what I would want as a fan, but this is where we are.
Jason, let's go all the way back to the days of Carmelo Anthony and Kevin Durant, 2 of the best one-and-dones of this century, right? And I know a lot of people don't like one-and-done. There's nothing you can do to stop it, really, right? But I do remember in 2003, that was Melo leading Cuse to their lone national title under Boeheim. And then at the University of Texas, Kevin Durant was spectacular. He would routinely put up 35, 40 points on top 20 teams. But I think people understood, hey, these guys are so good, they're going to be here for 1 year. But they played. They absolutely played. They never put a shot clock on their own playing time. And then I wonder what Bill Self is thinking right now. You're allowing the tail to wag the dog. Just think about that. At what point does the coach say, look, kid, you're either all in or all out. I control the minutes. You don't. If you want to sit yourself out, you know what? Sit out. But this is the problem, and I've brought this up numerous times. I guess some of this is NIL related because that's where a lot of guys go for the money. The NIL was never intended, in theory, to be just pay for play. NIL was name, image, and likeness. It was about a player who was so good, so popular, that they built a brand that they can get endorsement deals and commercials, whether it's local or national. Caitlin Clark did it, the gymnast from LSU, Livy Dunn. But now when you just give money up front with no expectation of performance or just showing up or building popularity, well, you put all of the control into someone that in theory doesn't even really have to play at that point.
I want to play a clip. Hold for 1 second, Dre. I want to play the clip from Bill Self reacting to last night's game and Darryn Peterson. Let's play the clip.
Well, we've had it more than a couple of times, and I didn't anticipate that tonight at all. I thought he was good to go, but obviously we only got 18 minutes out of him, and that's disappointing because he could have had a really big night. But one thing about it is it's happened often enough that our guys have learned to play without him, even though that's not the way we want to play. But that's certainly something that we're not unaccustomed to, right now.
That's a classy version of what Mick Cronin is saying, and what he said it in a way. He's clearly frustrated with Darryn Peterson. Dre, your thoughts? You had additional thoughts.
He sounds reserved to the reality that the player decides when he's going to play and when he's not going to play. And it goes to what Steve said. If we went back to paying players under the table, let's theorize here for sake of conversation that Kevin Durant and Carmelo Anthony got paid under the table. They couldn't just stop playing because the fans would have revolted against the player. Because the fans would have said, who are you to quit on the team in the middle of the season? These days, the fans will support the player, even Peterson right now, because the fans are saying the same thing that we're saying. The player already has all this money. Player's already going to be the number one pick. Why risk your future money? And you're already getting money. You have nothing to risk here. But if Carmelo or Durant had stopped playing in the middle of the season, the fans would be like, well, you don't have any money yet. Yes, you may make some money in the future, but you're making yourself look bad because you're quitting on the team. We asked as fans, I'm not saying us specifically, but we asked for player empowerment. We want the players to have power to be equal to the people in charge. And the people in charge did not want to go for player empowerment. But there was so much overwhelming support from the audience to give empowerment to the players that they didn't want to feel like they looked like they were going against them. They granted player empowerment. And now here we are. The players have power. They do what they want to do. They work when they want to work. And if you try to enforce rules, you're the one who gets to revolt against you. So it was the people in charge who decided to allow the player empowerment to happen. They put themselves in a bad spot. And now, as Malcolm X famously said, the chickens are coming home to roost.
And part of this leveraging and bullying of people to accept player empowerment, a big part of it comes through, hey, you're racist if you stand against it. These black athletes have been exploited for years and years and years. And we bought into the myth. And I have been saying forever, like, as a fan, you really want to turn this whole thing over to the players? They get to call the shots? How does this serve fans? This was always stupid. But people get caught up in the racial idolatry and white man versus black man, and you start arguing for things that are actually counter to your interest as a fan. You're going to get a piss poor product. Players are going to, because they're young, they're going to take advantage of it and exploit it. It's the one contrast, and I got to play this card, and it's an uncomfortable card, but it's just last year, there was a kid in college basketball who was the consensus number one pick, and he could have preserved himself, but he played at Duke. And Cooper Flagg was in the exact same situation as this kid, if not a stronger position than this kid, but he played. He didn't put his coach and team. I mean, Bill Self is sitting there probably, we're paying this kid $3, $4, $5 million. And I don't know when he's going to play. His teammates don't know when he's going to play. There's nothing we can say to him, appeal to him, to make him want to play. The contrast between this kid and Cooper Flag and the fact that there will be no repercussions. There's no penalty that Darryn Peterson's going to face for doing this. He's still going to go number 1. Worst case scenario, number 2. He's not going to get Shedeur Sanders. He's not gonna fall in the draft.